Key, welcome in. It's funny, but I gonna tell you something. Don't be bad. I have sold all XRP in the last. Hey, I wouldn't be mad at you for doing that. Everybody has a plan, my friend. Everybody has a plan. But welcome in, everybody. I'll read that as I see it again. But please make sure to hit that like button as you tune in. Share this on social media if you would. Please do me that solitude here. That pay it forward mentality, because it's the only way to really push us through the analytics and the algorithm, and it'll help more people reach this beautiful community. I'm just flabbergasted outside because it's not often on December 15th in the state of Michigan that it's 57 degrees right now. I mean, it's unbelievable. My birthday's in 2 days, and I'm certainly not going to get a snowy birthday again. I love snowy birthdays. You know, having a birthday a week before Christmas Eve, you expect snow in the great state of Michigan. But not this year. 57 degrees today, so I'm going to embrace it. You know, I get to have my North Face on instead of my winter coat, so it's nice to just be able to have like a lighter coat on right now. But anyhow, let me timestamp this real quick and then I'll get into the comments. Good mid-afternoon. 1:56 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on this Friday, December 15th, 2023. I'm XRP Future Millionaire, and I reside in the great state of Michigan. JW, I did not actually. Honestly, I know what you're talking about. Because I got something in the mail and I'm like, what the hell is this? In a good way. And I have not opened it. It actually just came from the mail lady right when I was about to come out here. So luckily for you, I didn't even get a chance to open my mail yet. I got to see it, so I will not open it until Sunday. And welcome in, JW, and thank you for that. I really appreciate whatever it is. But I'll be waiting patiently. I got to read the comments as well, but I can't see them. And I don't like to look at my phone. I like to do it in, you know, to where we're just being transparent. But right now, remember yesterday? Who was in here yesterday? And I was a little worried about gold and silver reversing a little bit. Not that it's going to break down, but I was just a little nervous because of the way the pattern set up that it was going to have another reversal here a little bit. Now, maybe this is it. Maybe it just was 20 bucks. I don't know. But it did make me quite nervous yesterday with the way it was set up. Mr. Extra Sour Cream Taco Supreme tacos tonight. Well, we do Taco Tuesdays here. So, I don't know what we're having tonight. But it is Fridays. It is a Friday. I wish we could do FOMO Fridays, but there's nothing I can FOMO Friday with. Everything's too expensive compared to where we bought it in relativity. The Dow Jones is down 52.40. How many people are here on the midday market report? 23. See, I always appreciate everybody who comes in here, especially on down days. I'm 300% ahead. I have the same amount of XRP conclusions. Hold XRP and you will be left with... Oh, well, I mean, I understand your philosophy. You know, sometimes you can't buy it back cheaper. Sometimes it works against you. And sometimes, you know, you might not have the funds when you buy back, sell back, and you don't realize the compounding tax implications. You know, there's a caveat of reasons why you would do that. You ever hear the reasoning too that sometimes in your portfolio people will intentionally hold something that's down and not sell it until the next year so that it can have a negative impact towards their gains? Have you ever heard of that as well? So there's many different ways to play it. Trust me. PL, I can certainly show you Flare at the end. We own Flare. I own Flare. We bought it on the Winning Wednesday and FOMO Fridays at 0085. But anyhow, it's not as black as white as most people think of. I'm going to buy it here, sell it there, and now I got the exact same amount and then a little cash in my pocket. There's numerous reasons why people hold on to losses until a certain time and then just rebuy it right back. I do it all the time in commodities. If I'm down and I'm holding the commodity, I just sell it so the loss is on paper and then I can hold the gains and it's just unrealized gains. It's brilliant. I know AAV's back over 100, but Jeff, everybody, if you want to watch crypto, I do crypto at 6:30, 6 p.m. You got to watch. Sometimes it's between 5:30 and 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I do a whole crypto rundown. I start with XRP and then I'll go through everything. But this is the midday market report. You know, I don't have AV on my list right now because I don't own it. But I'm very familiar with AV. I've traded it many, many times and I like AV. But tonight I would be willing to look at AV because I was actually looking at it yesterday for the first time in a long time because it was over $100. And I wanted to see if there was potential because, as you know, it's come down massively. But welcome in, Jeff. Tom, makes sense to some extent. XP is so suppressed. Yep. It's a great way to try to keep the emotions in check too. Like, and understand that there's so many different philosophies that not one is right. And it sounds like for you, you're utilizing what works best for you, and I appreciate that. And I thank you for sharing as well. The Dow Jones, I mean, in the 30-minute, it looks like a little flag form. Let's see what's going on here. And I kept the RSI on the bottom because there was somebody who likes the RSI. And then I thought about it, and as far as being a technical trader, it's the same reason I keep the EMA lines on, so we can see what the technical traders are doing. Might as well keep the RSI on because then we can see where the technical traders' mindset's at. You know, and in the Dow, I mean, we can see how bought up it is. There's no doubt about it. It's been overbought for a while. But that doesn't mean it's going to stop going straight up before the end of the year and even going into next year. When the printing presses are on, it's an incredible thing. But anyhow, I'm not even going to look at that until I feel like I want to look at it. 36,986. We've held that perfectly. If we can continue to rally, right now it's an interesting prospect because being down today at 37,178, we technically kind of double topped. I know it doesn't seem like a lot. We barely broke out, but now it's like if we close below that 37,274, it just gives you in a consolidatory zone. And we're we've run up so much. At some point, you would expect it to consolidate, but look, we had a reversal candle in the last 4 hourly. Now we're trying to make a little bit of noise here, or in the 3 hourly, I should say. 4 hourly, you can't even say it's necessarily topping. There's no bottom side wick pressure. So we'll see. Is that going to be a newfound resistance right now until our next layer? Or are we just going to pop through this again and just finish off this move to 39,816? That's what we're waiting to see in the Dow. DXY is up 64 cents or 0.63% to 102.593. Why not? Why not? I mean, look in the daily time frame. We've got a lot of stuff working against this, but we hit 101.695, and we talked about that's the technical target. Am I going to kill it because it only went to 101.78 and we missed it by 9 cents? No. It filled out that technical target right where we pointed. That was the technical move. There's no guarantee it has to just shoot right past that right now. That could be a logical stopping point now for the dollar, and now it could retest back up. And if that's the case, we could have some interesting movements in risk assets. I think, see, this speaks to it. Look at the 4 hourly in the dollar. It's starting to, it reversed up big time in the RSI. It just went back into the bullish territory. It powered through the resistance that we rode all the way down into oversold. So, I mean, just another way to look at it. Right now, the daily, it still hasn't reversed back up, but the 4 hourly steamed up. When the daily candle closes, it appears that we're going to flip this resistance now. And that resistance is that yellow line. The price action, if you want to call it that, is the other, the purple. So, I mean, it looks like to me the dollar's getting hot. I'm not surprised. But it's going to eventually come back down. It's just, where are we going up for now? Where's the retest? The logical thing would be to look in the hourly, or the 2 hourly actually. Nah, you can't just do that. You got to go to the 30-minute first. You got to take it. So in the 30-minute, if it's just a quick run up for a resistance, it would come up to about 102.93. And then it would, you'd get a retracement either way. You're always going to get a retracement. But that would be your first area if it can't get past there. If it gets past there, you'd look in the hourly at about 103.21. And then you look at the 2 hourly. That's typically where it would come up. Even if you get rejected, if it's bearish, you'd come up to the 2 hourly and get a firm rejection. And that's around 103.51. So that's still about 90 cents. So consider that when you're making trades. The US 10-year is at 3.93%, up 1 basis point or 0.13%. It's pretty flat. Please make sure to hit that like button. 35 people watching, 19 likes. I think we can do better than that. If you don't want to hit the like button, you can always send a YouTube super chat or join Tom's Army as a show of support to circumvent hitting that like button. But I really think that's a nice, easy, free way to show your support. And then share this on social media if you'd like to see this community grow. And if you're watching and you haven't subscribed, make sure to hit that subscribe button and join the over 19,400 subscribers. There's no paid promotions, advertisements, or sponsorships of any kind ever on this channel because I don't want to do, I don't believe in doing it that way. So you get a free viewing experience without all the nonsense, just the information. So show me solitude and grace, as I've shown you. Crude oil is at 70, or no, the 10-year, and I got to get through this now. I'm talking much too long. Still looks like we're going to come down and fill out this pattern. We've already filled it out now. It's a matter of where do we reverse? We came down to the 3.9% as I thought. But now, is this where we first start reversing? I mean, it's remarkable how quick it came down and followed that pattern, but does it play off another bear flag and come down? Because there is a chance it could come all the way down to 2.98. Maybe it comes down to 3.6. I'm thinking if it even holds there, it would have to create like some kind of inverted head and shoulders pattern. Doesn't have to go as wide as I made it, but it's going to have some crazy inversion to come back up. And it might be starting to build that right now, but you're always going to have moves down and up, down and up. So pay attention to this, but we're at a very key level here. If this uptrending resistance gets rejected at around 4%, it's big trouble. Big trouble. Market looks like it's about to crash. I wouldn't be so sure about that just yet. It depends which market you're talking about. It's about to crash, but remember, the Dow, the S&P, the NASDAQ, do you think they're going to... Let me ask you a question. Going into an election year, do you think the powers that be are going to let the markets just go belly up? Or do you think they'd wait until after the election? Give you the illusion that everything's okay through the eyes of the market. I think that's a safe bet. Yes, I am still Shiba or Sheena. I'm a little bit in Shiba, not in Sheena since I sold. Zen, man, is that sun is bright right now. Man. You're not used to this this time of the year. Zenda, welcome in. Crypto Scrooge, it's great to see you in here, my friend. Who was in here yesterday when we were a little nervous about gold and silver? About a little reversal about to happen. Not that it might be bad. We don't know how much it's going to be, but I was a little nervous yesterday, and I know a lot of you, I wanted it to go up. I really do. I feel like we're due, but there's something about it that makes me feel like it still needs to correct here a little bit. The movement wasn't strong enough. We'll get to that in just a sec, but crude oil price in WTI looks like a little bull flaggy here finally. We bounced off of 69.90, came down a little bit lower to 67.84. If we come down any farther, we'd come all the way down here, so it's in our best interest to hold this. Well, not ours, but it's in oil's best interest if you want it to go up. But we're within this nice, kind of looks like a descending wedge here. That's what it looks like to me. But yeah, that's what we're looking at here with oil. Not much more we can say about this. It's either going to continue moving down or we're going to get a rejection up here as it comes up to 77. But I don't know. They said year of end, the government said they wanted at $70 a barrel. So we're not surprised by this at all. And what would make me more surprised is if they just pulled up now at the end of the year instead of just making it look good. That's another thing, election year. Eventually oil is going to go up, but is it any surprise to you going into an election year that they dumped the price of oil? so that when everybody's running and you see those fancy commercials, and don't get caught up in it, please. Politics don't mean anything. Right or left, you're both wrong. They're all wrong. The central banks run the world. And once I realized that, like 15, 20 years ago, I was like, I am such an idiot. I'm just glad I learned it in my early 20s. Because they always pitted right against left, Republican versus Democrat. And then when I realized who actually ran the world, I'm like, I'm such a dick. While I was fighting with all these idiots thinking I was right, because this party was better than that party, they pulled the wool over my eyes, and that's exactly what they wanted. The moment talking about the wrong things. Yep. Anyhow, yes, sir, JW. Indeed I am. I caught myself, see, and then it's like I felt you were about to comment. I almost forgot I was on YouTube for a second. I was starting to speak freely. Bad Tom. You can't do that on YouTube. Can't do that. You got to remember. All right, so anyhow, that's crude oil. Let's see if we hold $69.90. Gold silver ratio is up 53 cents, 0.63% to 84.76. And I mean, eventually, you would assume this is going to come down. Eventually, unfortunately, Derek, yes, that's exact. I mean, I've been down it since I was in just past middle school, so early high school, and I used to get in trouble for it. But yeah, that's why I can do what I do today, and I don't, I learned how it worked, and that's why I'm working at home. I don't remember the last time I told you, I don't remember what it feels like to go to work, so, I want to keep it that way. But that's because I understand how things are actually ran, so I can take advantage of it more than most. Anyhow, stay on topic. Gold silver ratio rejection here would probably be, you'd be looking at around 85-1. That's why I've always said I wanted to do something on a private channel. I don't know what platform I could use, or even if I'd have to start my own website, but I would even if there was 10, 15, 50, 100 follow, I don't care. Just so I could talk about all that stuff. Just how we just did just now. It's all organic. I'm not going to go research topics. I'm just going to talk about stuff, but it takes so much work just to do this. We got to keep our focus. We got to stay laser focused. So the gold silver ratio, and I've worn out my welcome here today. I already know that. It's been 17 minutes. It's been much too long of a midday market report. But if we do break down at the 20-day here, you'd expect it to come down to about that 82-1. That's the technical move if it breaks down. So pay attention to that. Gold down 1866 or 2017 an ounce. Like yesterday I was saying, I felt a little nervous that it was going to rotate down a little bit. That doesn't mean that it's bad. This is good. If we hold right here, we're looking for a big breakout at 2017. This is what we want. That looks like a nice, V-shaped recovery here, an inverted left arm, inverted right arm here. I mean, if this holds this, get ready for a nice move here with gold. Doesn't mean that it's going to break out into all-time highs or anything like that. Not that we're that far away from it. But we would have a nice return. Well, I mean, it's not huge, but you'd come back up and retest that 2082 area. So that target would be just a little bit below, because I like to have it exactly where it's supposed to be. So it'd be 2080 would be the technical break up. So then if you break down, we'll just clone it just so we can see, because, it's always good to have everything just in case it breaks down. So if it broke down, you'd be just looking at a move around, 1957. So I would say with that setup, it looks more likely to break up than down, just my personal opinion. But with the way the DXY is running, I wouldn't put it past them to slip it down a little bit. But that looks a little bull flaggy there. And it was a nice reversal candle in the daily. It's pretty much doing everything. A nice inverted hammer, it looks like today. I would expect gold to have a nice bounce next week at some point. Let's see, B2 gold. I mean, that doesn't look that bad. The only problem is it's the same shit. It's the same stuff as with crypto. Can we trust the bull flag, or are they trying to pull this over our eyes right now? Like, is this really a smaller bear flag formed within what really appears to be a bull flag? Like, what actually is what are they trying to tell us here? I'm saying, when you start to see a hanging flag at any part of it, it always makes you nervous that there's a quick retracement before the ultimate move up. What do we think here? What do we think here on B2 Gold? Do we think it's going to have a quick retracement because it looks like it tricked us with a bear flag within a bull flag? That's what I think. Let me just cut the shit. That's what I think. I think they're trying to trick us here. I can't help it. Maybe that's only a trick back down to 315, 310. I don't know. That's what I'm trying to figure out. I don't know. Looks like a trick here, these bastards. It should be a bull flag. But I swear, there's deception in all these markets right now, and it's pissing me off. It's always like this, but for some reason it's irritating me more recently, just because you can see what... I mean, that looks like they're trying to trap us here. I hope they're not. But, you know, at the same time, that's I mean, is that not a reversal candle possibly? If it pulls up a little bit higher to like 323 today, that's definitely a reversal candle. Even where it's at now, it's below the... Oh, boy. Could be ugly. Also, it could be pretty. Oh, yeah, Zunda. I mean, it definitely looks like something's in the making here. And then silver. The silver. We had a golden cross here in the 2-hourly. Silver could probably use a little bit more of a come down, maybe to retest the 4-hourly. But it looks like it's trying to put in that nice recovery here, just like gold is. It's interesting. We're converging here. Gold and silver look like they're getting ready to break up. So the mining stock, even though it looks shady a little bit, and that's why I said, is there going to be a quick drop with the mining stock down to, like, even if it's only 315, that's only 5 cents. But 5 cents is 5 cents if you're looking to get into a position for your first time. But if it, I don't know. I think it's really risky either way. But if you're looking to be in it, be in it. Don't be so afraid. But that would be your technical move up here on silver. 25.17. The technical breakdown, I can already tell you, would be 22.69 area. But this could be a right shoulder as well, though. You see? So if that's a right shoulder, a lot of deception in this market right now. Because you could say that's a left shoulder, that's a head, pop down to a right shoulder. So if you do play that and then it rejects, boom, you know, and then you reject down, and we know that target to the farther down. And then Fortuna Silver Mines, $3.92. It's hit major resistance overhead. Major resistance, and I think that's what's happening here at $4.05. Had an overzealous move up. Let's just call it what it is. So now it's probably going to come down here and retest some of these areas, as we talked about a couple days ago. But we're just watching it. We're watching it to see if it does make a reverse rally back down to 318. But that would only happen if silver breaks down. Otherwise, it could be on its way to 437 if it breaks up. But right now, a lot of this needs correction. Not a big correction, but just the markets in itself are speaking correction. So, I'm XRP Future Millionaire. If you got anything out of this midday market report, please make sure to hit that like button. Share this on social media and consider subscribing. If you want to see crypto related, tune back in tonight. I would say between it's always between 5:30 and 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I can't tell you what time because I have 3 kids, and it's whatever time works best between that hour. So, that's what we're going to do. Zenda, thank you so much. I appreciate that. JW, you're welcome, my friend. Have a good one, Crypto Scrooge. Make sure to follow Crypto Scrooge over here on YouTube. He does a fantastic job. I guess it would be more beneficial if you like Solo, XRP Ledger. But if you're watching me, you obviously like that kind of stuff. So he's the right guy to watch. Have a blessed afternoon, everybody, and I'll see you in a few hours.